Imagine working your entire life to build a retirement. You save consistently, you pay down debt, you invest carefully, you picture more freedom and more time with your family, maybe some travel, finally able to slow down a little bit. But there's one risk that sits in the background of almost every retirement plan, one that very few people want to think about until it becomes personal, and that's long-term care. This isn't a rare scenario. According to recent government and industry data, around 70% of people turning 65 will need some form of long-term care in their lifetime. Hi, I'm Drew with Retire Safer, a licensed health and life agent, and this video is for educational purposes only, not for financial or insurance advice. So let's think about that number for a minute, 70%. It doesn't necessarily mean a nursing home for years. For many people, it starts much smaller. Help around the house, after a surgery, assistance with meals, transportation, supporting with bathing and dressing. The point is, the odds are significantly higher than most people expect. Yet, less than half of the adults over 50 believe they're actually going to need long-term care. And the gap between statistical reality and public perception is one of the biggest blind spots in retirement planning today. Most retirement plans are built around growth and income. Very few are built around the possibility of dependency. Most people have an idea to plan for investment returns or retirement income. Far few have thought through what happens if independence starts slipping away over time. And that's usually how long-term care starts, not with one dramatic event, but gradually. Arthritis worsens, balance declines, memory issues appear, a fall happens, and you never fully recover. This can start custodial care. Not intensive medical treatment, but help with basic activities like daily living, bathing, dressing, eating, using the restroom, getting in and out of bed, and moving safely through the day. This is also where the emotional weight of retirement planning collides with reality. Long-term care doesn't just affect finances, it can affect your dignity, marriages, adult children, and entire families. Right now, the majority of long-term care in America is provided by unpaid family caregivers. Spouses caring for spouses, and adult children caring for parents, often while they're still working and raising families of their own. One of the biggest drivers is dementia and cognitive decline. These conditions often require ongoing supervision, not just occasional help, and can last for years. Then there are falls. About 1 in 4 adults over 65 experience a fall each year. Sometimes that single event becomes the dividing line between living independently and needing assisted living. Layer on top of that the chronic conditions that become more common with age: heart disease, stroke recovery, diabetes, COPD, frailty, and arthritis. And the picture becomes clearer. The longer we live, the longer we're exposed to these risks. Ironically, longer life expectancy, which we generally view as positive, can create some of the greatest financial pressures later in retirement. This doesn't mean anyone should panic. Fear is not a strategy. It's not going to fix anything. But ignoring probability isn't wisdom either. Many people unintentionally gamble with their future by assuming that it probably won't happen to me. Statistically, there's a strong chance that some version of it will. The real question is what happens financially if it does? Does the burden fall entirely on your spouse, your children, your savings, your home, or your investments? Or have you taken steps to prepare for that possibility? This is where retirement planning moves beyond just accumulation, and it becomes about protection and stability. Creating income that can survive uncertainty, and shielding the people you care about from carrying unnecessary financial and emotional burdens later on. In upcoming videos, we'll walk through some of the main ways people prepare for long-term care risks, including traditional long-term care insurance and newer hybrid strategies that combine protection with other financial benefits. Some approaches create far more leverage and protection than others, depending on a person's health, age, assets, and retirement goals. There's no perfect plan for anyone, but avoiding the conversation entirely is rarely the best approach. And at the end of the day, most retirement decisions come back to 3 major risks: outliving your money, dying too soon, or needing long-term care. And if you're thinking through how these risks may apply to your own situation, my contact information is in the description below. Please like and subscribe if you want more Retire Safer content, and I'll see you in the next video.